So is the microphone working? Okay. Should we wait a couple minutes for Karen? I thought she had sent an email or accepted it. Just he says it's working. Just this evening. I don't know whether she responded on the town website or town email, or whether it was probably on mine. But at any rate, we'll give her a couple of minutes. We could say the Pledge of Allegiance after we do roll call.
Sure.
And then,
Do you want to mention, regarding the recordings and all that?
Yeah.
Initially?
Yeah.
And then we can do roll call and then the pledge?
yep, that'll work. Just for everyone that's on in the audience and on Teams, the meeting is being held under the guidelines of the governor of the state of Indiana and the town council's kind of wing it ordinance that we passed last year or earlier this year. And if you choose to speak, then you're giving us your permission to record it, and the recording will also be placed on the Culver YouTube website. Should have brought that with me so I could read it instead of fumble through. Would you like to do a roll call?
Absolutely. Sally Ricciardi, President.
Present.
Bill Clevenger, Vice President.
Present.
Gary Herrick, Secretary, Present.
Okay. And do the Pledge of Allegiance. Give Karen another minute or two. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We're holding this special meeting today in order to look over the letter of engagement from Philip Facenda from Barnes and Thornburg. It's in letter of engagement for the town and also the Redevelopment Commission. And it's regarding the town of Culver's incentives and financing for the Beachview Properties LLC project. I'm assuming you've both read it.
Yes.
Yes.
Are there any questions?
Yeah, I had a couple of questions.
Hopefully I can answer.
Yeah, sure. I mean, you answered the first one. It's being addressed to the town and to the CRC. So both those entities are going to sign the engagement letter based
Yes.
on the signature list.
Yes.
And we're good. It looks, according to the engagement letter, it looks like we're going down the bond path. And my question is, I believe Jenny mentioned a few meetings ago that there was another path, and that was some sort of agreement that Tamarack could have, and then, it would, I don't know how to articulate it or what it was called, but it was a different path. And I just wanted to make sure that was all vetted out before we decided to go down the bond path.
The, both the town attorney and Mr. Facenda from Barnes and Thornburg said that that particular path was not as good a way to go as with a bond.
Okay.
And felt that the bond would be more appropriate. I believe they are, once they get all of the information, going to look at both and make a final decision. But that was the gist of what I understood anyway.
Okay, so that both attorneys, our attorney and Phil, agreed that the bond path was the best way to go.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay.
The other thing is, it's engaging both the town and CRC. Which entity is going to issue the bonds? Is it CRC, the town, or are they jointly going to issue the bonds?
That I'm not sure.
And I'm gonna go out on a. Because it would be a TIF property, I mean, it is a
Yeah.
TIF.
And also make a recommendation from the present need to that. Oh, okay. Most like. Yeah. Out there and go. Yeah, and we also. And that makes sense. And then, no, that was on the, yeah, that was on the board calls. The entire post it, whether or not there are other properties that should be added or removed. And Heidi Amsbaugh is also on. Yeah, and she was trying to get the meeting between the town, Bill, myself, and Vinnie, and Bill and then Amsbaugh sometime this week. Hopefully something set up. We could all call in, ask questions and answer.
Well, that's good to know.
Get the questions answered. And that way Heidi and Bill will both know what it is we're looking for. And they can decide at which point, when Heidi's done with hers, where he takes over and that.
Okay, and that's a different one than providing an
Yeah.
opinion on.
Right. And also setting up a TIF.
Right, it's optimizing TIF revenue.
Yeah.
Okay, that's another. Got it. Yeah, that's the only question. That all
Okay.
makes sense.
Right. Well, that's good. Aaron, did you have any questions?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Well, at this point, I would entertain a motion to accept Barnes and Thornburg's letter of engagement.
I will make such motion.
I will second the motion.
Motion's been made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes with 3 ayes. That is basically all the business we have to do today. I'm assuming that your motion was also for me to sign the agreement,
That's implied.
that I thought it was. I don't want to.
Yeah, I can modify in the minutes, I will include that
Okay,
for for the president to sign the motion.
and you would second,
I would second that.
and we would all be in favor of it, I'm assuming.
Really, is there two motions or just one? We've just revised the first motion. So how would you like,
Why don't we just make it two motions and I say there's a first or a motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And, I would now entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
second that motion?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. You can say aye too for that one, Karen. All right. Thank you all for coming in.